Hey guys, in today's video we have an exciting arenas gameplay where we'll be using the Richelieu, and before we go into it I'd like to show you the build that we were using. So I do have an emphasis on a brawler type or a close quarters. That's why in the video we are using the secondary battery. But the armament durability is actually a very good choice if you feel your guns are getting destroyed a bit too often. As long as you're facing it directly to the gunfire, you should be okay because the armament's pretty good. The propulsion mod too is what we're using. I feel that with its speed buff and having this, it just makes it a lot easier to get around. You can't really change this. We are using the secondary battery mod. I do like that this reduces the reload time, but with us being quite close to the enemies, I tend to prefer having the traverse speed on the batteries rather than having that negative 13%. I feel that really hurts the ship because it's fully modded. For our commander, we got Grimlock, as mentioned. We got Aruna, and of course, Andrew Cunningham. With the Grimlock, its skill is enhanced secondary target, that's why we're trying to use it. But that being said, right, we have the brawler perk, which increases the reload time, or decreases the reload time, sorry. Porcupine, again, you know, it's not a bad choice with the two options, but that just enhances our secondaries even more. Now, its unique perk is called Sharpshooter, so when you enable the enhanced secondary targeting, you actually get a 10% grouping. So if, let's say, you do need to engage enemies a long distance, in this case we're only going up to about 15 kilometers, engaging it, you get a 10% grouping, and especially when you're nearby, you really want to focus on a specific part on the ship, such as the guns or citadel. It's useful as soon as you enable it. I believe you can get 2 shots off before it actually disappears, and then of course this also, with its main perk again, it decreases the reload time, so you get to use it more often. Here, I've gone with the secondaries here. Just because of that reload time, but you can go with the master mechanic, no problem as well. If you want to run real to build, I am running actually in this gameplay scissors. Now scissors, it increased the traverse speed of the battleship guns, but the dispersion of the main battery goes up by 4%. So that means minus 10. You know, when you need it, you need it. The guns are fairly accurate for the distance we're using it anyway. So it's always, it doesn't hurt to have a better division build, I guess. But with Andrew Cunningham and especially this enhanced feature that we have, it migrates it completely, basically. If not, it's a bit more improved. But the battleship main guns, increasing damage is what we're looking for. So currently I'm only at rank 2, which means it is in fact about 4.5 kilometers. I do think I might get this to rank 3 when I can, but rank 2 is only at 4.5, so we'll see how we go with that. And that's the build basically. So we are in Neighbors here, and it's pretty fun. The game we were about to witness. We had 2 other players in Gene Bots. They were both in the division. I actually go on mic here and they trying to basically get their attention, but they were in the other group chat, so no communication at all, no problem. This is actually a good battle where it shows you basically, 1, you gotta know your own ship, and 2, you gotta know your enemy's ship. We get into certain positions where, you know, the enemy had a massive advantage, but they were just shooting in the wrong places. And we get in a certain position where we know exactly what we need to do and how to position the ship to get the advantage in a sense. So hopefully you enjoyed this game, and I'll talk you through it. Hey guys, if you are communicating, can you let me know as well? No idea. guess not. Fine.
Engine boost activated!
Well, the Georgia's giving us broadside, so it's gonna be awkward for him. But speaking of awkward, I go straight and give the Gene Bud a kiss on the cheek. So we have no communication at all, no problem at the moment. I'm turning out to avoid this unique awkwardness of being too close. But we are French, what to do? I realized that the two ships are actually trying to go behind the island, so I'm like, okay, alright, let's do that. You know, I don't want to be the odd man out, but as I do that, he decides to turn right too. So again, another awkward kiss on the cheek there for the two French lovers, but that is fine. We will do it together, and we turn into the Massachusetts. The Massachusetts probably, you know, a bit distracted, but he really feels the need to get all his guns facing us, so he gives us broadside, and what do? Well, that's two citadels. As he's moving that way, the Georgia's going in the opposite direction. So we're gonna change targets here in a second and focus on the Georgia as he gets behind cover before our guns can reload. But the Georgia's like, alright, I'm going directly to the enemy team, throwing broadside to us. So he's our next target. And boom, that's the first blood. We got another citadel. That was a pretty hard hit. We see that the Massachusetts is now deciding to revenge, or avenge in this case, his fallen Georgia, and it's showing us broadside. Again, it's basically knowing your ships. Nobody does really well broadside. There's no need for him to have all these guns bared on us, especially when we are angled and we are in the French battleships in a certain direction. So we got all the armors on the front, and you pretty much need to swap to HE to do any damage on us. But as we go around the corner, we realize our teammates actually coming around there too, and that Georgia, well, he's prioritized on me. Another great hit by the team. It's no citadels, but you know, 7,000 damage from me, 10,000 plus damage from the Gene Bud. He's getting destroyed in a sense. Game just started, up to 84,000 damage. Georgia does something smart here. He's actually turning in, unlike his fallen teammates, basically. Well, I say fallen, the Massachusetts is still pretty much alive, but barely. Turning in. Now, here's the one thing. I see my Gene Bud is going left, so I'm okay. I'm gonna go right, because he's gonna show one of his broadside to us anyway. We do have the secondary mod and the enhancer already active, so we are destroying him with our secondaries. But then I realized, oh no, he's going for the ram. And that's what you do. Well, Gene Bud, you know his guns on the front. You gotta avoid stuff like that. Massachusetts, a bit too late to the party, comes around the corner. I'm like, no! But he doesn't have much health. And again, what we talked about earlier about showing broadside. Well, I guess the Massachusetts really wants to show all his guns. So what do? Well, in a few more seconds, I realize that he's actually going for a ram. So I'm gonna beach myself on the island to get rid of all this speed. And he decides to give up on life. So that's kill number 2. Now bear in mind, I am not in the division with these two Gene Buds. They were. Communicating, I guess, to the best, coordinating, because they both had the same flags, and I'm guessing they're both coordinating on the ships that they were using. So it's pretty good to be division up. But as this was all unfolding, our teammate on the other side of the island that was right behind me, in a sense, decided to charge his way all the way to the Tirpitz. Now, one thing you gotta know about a Tirpitz is that he's also going to be charging. I say about 70% of the players who play Tirpitz want to utilize their torpedoes. It's basically like the key players as well, and I am an avid key player too. So we have torpedoes, we want to use them. I'm trying to signal to the Genebot to turn in, and I think I do go on mic, but I know he's not going to be listening anyway. So instead, he's turned from in to out the backside now. Now, well, we do know that the Genebot and the Richelieu are very similar, and if anything is worth noting is that we are not really good from behind. Yes, I know. I'm saying that the French ships are not good from behind. Well, it's because all the guns are on the front. Well, no matter. You know, we are doing pretty well and are doing good enough that I'm confident to push these two. They're the only team alive left. Great. So there's a chance of winning this. The Genebot actually should have just turned in and straight away stopped his engines instead of making a full U-turn. There was no need to use that. But the Bismarck comes around the corner, and guys, we have a Tirpitz and a Bismarck. So the Tirpitz has torpedoes. The Bismarck's secondary range is crazy good. Now, if he had built his secondary range with its secondary dispersion, which put any secondary builds on it, it would have worked. I think he might have got us, just because of the amount of fires he will be able to set. But not your ships! Again, so Tirpitz has torpedoes, guns are as strong as the Bismarcks, secondaries as strong, but not the range. Fine. Bismarck's great at range with its secondaries, still is a borrow ship, needs to get in close anyway. So I'm keeping my distance here for a second. I'm a little bit, you know, taken aback that these two were charging, and as you saw when I checked the players, the map in a sense, these two players are on a division as well, division of 3, the lost ship. So we know they're communicating pretty well. It looks like this Tirpitz wants to charge him, and Bismarck is basically just going to be in full to rebuild range. This is what I'm assuming. Now, our Genebot, for some weird reason, is showing broadside. I swap over to HE just to set a fire on it. Straight away swap back to AP. Because normally you would assume that once I shoot HE, alright, you're shooting HE, I can show broadside. Well, they're highly focusing the Genebot right now. With the reload boosters that we managed to pick up, we're down to 21 seconds. So this is going to be a big role in this game here. But again, the Genebot has done a 360 completely. So he showed broadside basically 4 times in a sense. With his double 360s. So he's not doing so good. They're focusing him. I would do in that situation. Now while they're focusing him, I'm like, alright, I gotta move forward. Just because I need to close the distance. Having 2 ships far apart with one seeing my broadside won't do well for me. So moving forward, gotta deal with the Tirpitz. And guys, what do we say about the Tirpitz? Tirpitz has torpedoes. He knows he has torpedoes. You see him angling it. Why would you try and show broadside if you want to shoot me in the Richelieu? Well, yes, he's got torpedoes. So as soon as he do that, I know exactly where his torpedoes are coming. I turn in, and that's it. All torpedoes are useless. Now you see that running with scissors is now activated, which means we do 15% more damage, and that was 24,000 damage without a citadel. That is huge. It makes it so strong. So just keep an eye on our health over. We're using our health boost just to keep the health up. I had to use the extinguisher because we had 2 fires, and I don't want to put my health too low. I get unlucky with that shot, yeah. But you know, our secondaries are right there. The secondaries are super strong on the Richelieu, and I'm guessing the Genebot too. It is actually a very feasible build for a secondary with a Richelieu, especially when you're hunting destroyers, because it doesn't take much for the secondaries to do their thing basically against the destroyers. Now we got a high caliber medal there. He's knocked out one of the guns, and I just realized, well, I noticed it before, but I just realized how extremely visible it is that our guns are not currently active. So okay, fine. here's where the Bismarck makes a mistake. I'm only down to 18,000 health right now. We do have a couple more health boosters. The Bismarck's actually trying to kite, which is not a bad thing, actually. The problem is, I'm Richelieu. My guns are on the front. So, he should have closed the gap and try and get behind me rather than run away. It was his mistake. This is going to be a little slugfest in a sense because he is moving away, I am shooting AP, and I'm trying to get my secondaries involved just for that fire build. I get a little bit annoyed and I think I do swap over to HE just to speed up that fire activation. But we are almost at 200,000 damage right now. We've got a fire on him already now. I am healing up what health I have left. One thing I noticed half the bat that he's gone into a rhythm. He wants to shoot all his guns at me. Guys, you do not need to shoot all your guns. Now if you can time it perfectly, where you know how long it takes for me to shoot my guns, then sure, maybe you have enough time to turn in and turn out. So I shoot one of this salvo. You know, again, we're not running a dispersion build, that really shows. And I noticed that he thinks I've shot all my guns, so I shoot again. And that one's a pretty good. Well, it's an okay damage, you know. Not really bad actually. Well, we did get some damage, so. Alright, we're doing 21 seconds, which means by the time he's actually fully broadside, I've got my guns ready. And he's gonna try and shoot again. Now look at our health. We managed to go back up to 8. Well, we were at 18, went up to 20, and now we just went back to 18. We still got another health boost coming. We are taking damage from the Bismarck. His secondaries are getting really annoying, and I'm just hoping not to get set fire at this moment in time. But you saw that running with scissors is now active. So we aim for the superstructure because we know we're not going to penetrate that bow. And the dispersion is not great, but 4 of them hit. That's 8,000 damage. 8,000 with 4 hits. That's pretty good. I'm trying to get in closer and giving a little angle of my secondaries. I'm gonna heal up here just because we can. And again, we aim for the superstructure. What's that? That's 2,000 damage. We were trying to aim for the. I thought it was gonna go broadside, so I aimed for it. Oh, basically it's side with all the armor. That didn't penetrate. That's fine. But then he's still kiting away in a sense. He's decided to show a bit of broadside here. We're going for the shot. Boom. That's over 8,000 damage, which is very decent. So we put out the fire just because we don't want to leave it to chance. I believe that in the next hour we'll be able to get him anyway. We set him on fire again with the secondaries. The secondaries doing a great job. They're over 174 hits now of our secondaries, and that's really good. Really good. It's basically like having an annoying destroyer within shooting distance. It goes up to 7 kilometers with this build. I realized that, oh, we were in the final minute. Not too worried. His health is pretty low. I just need to make sure I get a very good hit. We notice that his damage con is not on. So, alright. Aim for the superstructure. That's good. Oof. Oh, I almost had him with that salvo. 9,000 damage, but you know, he's still being set on fire. Let the secondaries do their work, and with that, we win the game. Now, that was easily gonna be a pretty bad situation for me with the Tirpitz and the Bismarck. But we turn it into a victory because we know it's our ship. We know that where the armor points are on our ship, we know the armor points on their ship, and we know exactly what type of ship. So, guys, know your ship, know your enemy ship, play it to your advantage, and you have games like this. Thanks for watching.